Welcome to the Bevels Advocate podcast. I'm Casey. This is Peach. And what are we doing here today?
Like, I know. I'm just here to read.
So we thought it'd be fun to do a piercing podcast. Just something silly, goofy, something laid back,
Yeah.
hoping it is going to be something fun for piercers and clients. Because there are a few piercing podcasts out there that are awesome, but they are geared strictly to piercers.
I've noticed that they're either geared to piercers specifically, or they're geared to high-end piercers, or they're geared to like the fails of the industry.
Yeah.
There's no median of what it is.
Yeah, there's no like middle of the road, lighthearted.
Yeah.
Just, real chill. That's my main goal. And then for anyone that doesn't know us, we're gonna do a little intro here. So I'm gonna let you start it off. Oh, I know you hate me right now.
I really hate you. So I'm Peach. I really suck at this. I've been a piercer for 15 years ish, round somewhere. I live in Wisconsin. There's really not much to me. I mean, not anymore. I used to be like young and exotic and exciting, and now I'm just like I want to go home and hang out with my cat.
Yeah, well, like, how'd you get started piercing?
Accident, completely accident. I was pissed at my parents, and I was like, "Oh well, here's a needle. Here's my tongue. What's the worst that could happen?"
Hell yeah.
Found out what the worst could happen was, but I didn't bleed a lot, which is good. But nothing really chaotic. And the reason I stayed in it was that feeling, that endorphin release, the one that you don't know how to explain necessarily. And then after all these years, it's not about me. It never was. It was about everybody else, and how they felt at the end of it.
Yeah.
So that's what's got me staying.
And then what shop do you work at? Like where can people find you?
So I work in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I work at Dead Set Inc., which has been around now for 8 years. 8 years.
We'll go with it.
My math sucks. I'm not awake today.
Same.
Definitely not a morning person, as you've figured out ever so slightly. I don't know. I really suck at talking about myself.
That's okay. Yeah, if you want, I can talk about you.
That also makes me nervous.
It should.
Go ahead. What's the worst thing that you? Yeah. Now that I thought about it, I mean, what do you think is worth knowing?
To me, you are one of the more educated piercers in Wisconsin.
Okay.
You know your stuff.
Mhm.
Like if I ever have a question, you're the person I go to.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm like up at the high tiers. Like I know enough, but there's always room for me to continuously even if you ask me a question I have no idea, I'm going to the next person.
Yeah. See, like I'm the same way because like I personally feel like I don't like I know what I would consider to be like a good amount. Like I know a fair amount, but nobody knows everything.
Yeah, you're right.
You are one of those people that I feel like you deep dive into
for sure.
Like you pour everything into what you're doing. So like if I don't know something, there's a good chance you're gonna do it. And so I always hit you up.
Even if it's something, not even educational wise, like, hey, this is going wrong, what do I do? I've probably been there at least twice.
Yeah.
It's never been easy street with piercing,
Oh,
like how it goes. Like you start off and you think you're hot shit. You could throw a needle. That's cool. And you're like, oh, I can do this piercing because I can. We didn't learn until later. Like, we don't know what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. Things are just like always evolving, is the best way to put it. It's like when I first started piercing, it's completely different than how I'm piercing today.
How many sets of snake eyes did you do?
I've done 0.
Really?
I can absolutely say I've never done a snake eyes piercing. And
I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I did a lot. Or what, frog eyes was it called for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the scoop.
Yeah.
The scoop
So, like I've definitely done piercings in my early years that looking back I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah. Like even looking at my old portfolio, I still have mine. My first one. And the terrible black and white photos, everything's blurry. There's a big old ball on this for no reason.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
dude, we were putting curved barbells and everything.
see,
Yeah.
I hate curve
Like,
bars.
oh
I
yeah.
hate them
Luckily, like piercers throughout the years like hit me up, and like most of the time it's constructive
most of the time. Yeah,
criticism.
and
Sometimes it's not, but like most of the
I
time
think
it's
nowadays it's more constructive criticism compared to what it used to be.
Mhm.
Especially when I first started like getting into titanium and getting better things, and I started progressing in the educational side of it. The amount of people who are piercers within a half hour radius. Oh, you shouldn't be using this. Oh, you're charging too much. Why? Because I want a higher standard for my people.
Right.
Like these are my people coming to me for my trust and my skill. So why not? And be told I don't know what I'm doing, and then it's like, well, that's fine. I'm trying. I want to do something better. I want to do more. And, with us going to conference every year, it's an opportunity for me to pick someone else's brain.
Right. That's the thing I love about just networking
Hmm.
with other piercers and like going to conference, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, just so many people from different areas, different ways of working, different ideas. Like you never know what little nuggets of knowledge you could bring back
Yeah.
to
I
your
mean,
shop.
and the amount of people that you realize, have been doing this 2, 3 times longer than you, and they're doing everything you want to do.
Hmm.
It's like, well, these are people who were around when it started, when it really became a fad. These are people who've seen the world, who have done the extreme. I'm going to listen to them over the person who might think they know what they're doing because they paid for a license.
Right.
You know, it just it doesn't make sense anymore. So like doing this, not only do we get to talk and kind of educate people a little bit, but we get to have some fun with it. We get to do the fun things. We get to talk about what's going on. We get to talk about and also even show the fails
Hmm.
because there are some that we have sent each other, and I don't know how many things I've tagged you in and sent to you. Be like, hey, you gotta react to this one
Oh yeah.
because I believe the last one was the navel piercing soaking. But
Yeah.
the shot glass,
Yeah.
or wasn't even a shot glass. I think it was a pretty big cup.
I can't remember. But yeah, I remember reacting to that one. It's definitely something like in those situations, I never want to like come down on the client like, "What are
No,
you
it's never their
doing?"
fault.
Like stop that, you idiot. Like, no, it's not like
That
that.
would be the same as if you saw someone trying to change a tire with a hammer because they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you
That would be me. I've never changed a tire in my life.
still. I mean, but I'm not going to belittle you for it. Like, I'll still
Yeah.
help you with it.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's not a big
it's
deal.
not their job to know.
No.
It's their piercer's job to inform them on how
Yes.
best to take care of it.
Now that you've talked a little bit about me, what about you?
Oh crap.
Ah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, for those who don't know, my name is Casey. I work out of Red Wing Tattoo in Winona, Minnesota.
I know your name's Casey.
Mhm.
Now everybody's learning that your name's Casey. What is the name of you that started it all?
So most people know me online as Space Case. That started, it was just like a nickname that one of my friends gave me because I have zero attention span.
I was gonna say I didn't want to be rude when it
Yeah.
first came up,
Mhm.
but I've seen it happen.
Oh yeah, it's a big problem. Like someone will be having it could be a 2 or 3 minute conversation with me,
Yeah,
and you'll see
it's like a blank wall.
like
It just happens all of
I'm
a sudden.
just gone.
Like I've seen you and we've talked for hours,
Mhm.
and we're super into the conversation, and then all of a sudden, like you go from like smirking to just like straight face to you're gone,
Oh yeah.
and then you're back, but you have no idea what happened, but you're just nodding, you agree.
Mhm.
That's gotten us in trouble.
I've got
Yeah.
that has definitely gotten me in a lot of trouble. Just like, yeah, yeah, okay, cool, sick. And then I just agreed to something that I,
You had no idea
yeah,
what you're doing.
yeah,
The amount of times where we've been hanging out, either at a convention or a conference, and you're agreeing to things, and I'm just watching, like, what are you actually agreeing to? And you're, I'll be back. Where are you going? I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
dude. I'm just following.
I'm just a follower now. Um, so what got you started? Well, I know the story.
Yeah.
I know it's not like a Princess Bride type of story, but what got you started?
Yeah, so when I was younger, our local tattoo shop, which is the one I work at now,
Which is
Red Wing Tattoo in Winona, Minnesota.
shout out.
Um, so I started going in there because I just turned 18. I
Mhm.
could get piercings and tattoos without parental consent. Yeah. And I went in there and there was an artist there that was just like, just dreamy. Like,
Dreamy. But now
dreamy.
tell me about the dreamy. What happened? Like, was it like rainbows and butterflies? Was it like something came out of the crypt and tried to steal your soul? Like,
Oh
what
yeah,
was it?
yeah. It was a whole lot of butterflies.
Okay.
Um, so I would just go in there like pretty frequently to get piercings just to talk to them.
Were you going in to get piercings, or were you that person who's like, oh, I think I'm having a problem type of walk in?
I just went in to get piercings so I could.
So you just
Yeah,
ended up with a bunch of holes.
yeah.
Okay.
Which like looking back at it now, kind of problematic.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't recommend being that guy.
So it's kind of like we're gonna continue that part, but
Yep.
something that I've been meaning to talk to you about, and I keep forgetting until right now. So we're talking about how you space out.
Yep.
I constantly make a joke with clients, and when they come in, and they've come in more than once this month, the first question out of my mouth is, "Who hurt you?
Hmm.
What happened?" And there's always a story.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So even with your beginning of your career, there's a story. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so yeah, I just go in just to be able to like talk to them.
mhm.
They were dating someone at the time, and I'm not the type of guy that, I'm gonna
Yeah.
step on anyone's toes. Um, but eventually, they weren't dating that person anymore, and I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. Worst thing they can do is say no. Went out on some dates, started dating, and then eventually I was just at the shop all the time. Like I would just
Mhm.
hang out there with them all day long. So eventually they just put me to work.
So who put you to work? Because you said you went in because of this person you were fancying.
Yep.
Who put you to work?
So they actually put in a good word for me.
Hmm.
For those of you who are not aware, the person I'm referring to is my now wife. Um,
The now wife.
yeah.
Yes.
But I was there all the time, and I was, just like answering phones already. I was,
So you
helping the
were
front.
like front desk.
Yeah, I was doing
Okay.
like front of house stuff, but I like wasn't part of the staff.
Hmm.
They were like, "Well, you're here, so just like pick up some phones and stuff
Yeah.
while you're hanging out." And eventually they were like, "Yo, let's actually give him a job.
Hmm.
Let's make sure he gets paid for his time, this and that." So that's where that all started. And then we just did the math on it the other day because I was assuming like I've never really kept track of it, right?
Okay.
I was like, I got to be coming up on 10 years piercing at this point. And we did the math and I'm at 11 years. So
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
missed
say
my 10-year anniversary.
I don't remember mine.
Yeah. Well, you said you've been piercing what, like, was it
15?
15 years?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't do anything special for your 10-year?
I think I was working.
Yeah.
I think that was
That sounds
literally it.
like you.
Because I mean, it's in September,
Okay.
so September will be 15.
Well, let's do something.
Sure,
We'll
let's work.
yeah,
We'll
no.
go to work.
No.
Also to recap, your wife was not only an artist there, but their parents
Oh yeah.
owned the shop.
Yep.
So not only were you kind of being like, oh, there's an artist that's attractive and I'm falling in love, but now you got to work with your in-laws.
Yeah. I mean,
You know how many people avoid that at all costs?
like honestly, like I know that's usually the like, oh, don't do it,
Yeah.
like it never ends well.
Hmm.
I feel like everything went pretty well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's worked out so far.
oh yeah,
You're
like
still
as
breathing.
far as like working with my father-in-law, he was fine. Like
Really?
yeah.
I would have been nervous.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah, like, oh yeah. I mean, I was nervous, but it was fine.
No, but like he was good to work for. And then also everyone's like, "Oh, you never want to work with your spouse, like you'll
Yeah,
just fight all the time."
that one I've been in those shoes. It sucks because some people don't know how to separate it. You don't know that when you're at work. You're at work.
Hmm.
You want to have a fight with me at work about something at work? Let's have a fight about it at work while we're at work.
Hmm.
But if you take that home, there's no end.
Yeah, and we've been really good about being able to separate,
Hmm.
work and home. We're also not we don't really fight a lot.
Which is also nice.
Yeah. So
Well,
like
knowing your history, you will talk a lot of smack, and then you're going to let somebody else fight your fight because you don't want to deal with it anymore.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my first warning to you, or from your wife, actually.
Mhm.
My first warning when we were hanging out for the first time in person is, hey, by the way, Casey does this. It's like, great, I'm gonna get into a fight because Casey said something mean to somebody.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of talking smack and then just being like, "You got it."
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So now you work with your wife,
Yep.
you worked with your in-laws, and now the shop that you started at, you now own.
The parents kind of passed everything
Mhm.
down to us.
They did not pass away; they just passed everything to you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
No, they're still kicking.
good.
Yeah. um, but like they're kind of just wanting to do their own thing,
Hmm.
all of that, and we have just been like slowly but surely just kind of taking everything over,
Yeah.
kind of updating everything to just like modern standards and getting things to where we feel they need to be.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we're pretty much running the show now. I love it, um, just because like we know where the industry's headed.
Yeah.
So we're able to kind of do what we need to do to get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
Um, so just being able to have the freedom to do that is amazing.
Well, that's one thing that a lot of people will never get to experience, especially in this line of work, is you'll never fully get to enjoy moving on your own without doing it on your own.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is you got to get your own shop, you've got to get your own setup, you've got to do this, you got to do that. You were given a strange opportunity that not many people get to run to. Not only did you get married to the person you were going to the shop to get stabbed for,
Mm.
but now you've teamed up, you own the shop. I've watched you both grow, like your family entirely, over the last couple years,
Oh, yeah.
and it's phenomenal to see because I'm not there yet. I'm working on things, but I understand what you mean is the industry is going. There are so many people in this industry who want to be like, "Oh, it should be what it used to be." No, it's time to change. It's time to move.
Yeah. I mean, if we were still piercing today like we were 20 years ago,
Ooh,
like I
I
don't
want to
know.
see their own mouth again.
Yeah. Um, but like I was telling you before we started filming, the industry is just always evolving.
It is.
Things change. The aftercare we recommend today is not the aftercare we recommended 10
Yeah.
years ago, and I'm sure 10 years from now it'll be different than what it is
Well,
today.
I mean, even with the aftercare we recommend, it does not mean it's normal.
Right.
Like, there's no bars of soap anymore. There's no more. Actually, the this was a couple years ago when I told you about. I had somebody come in from out of state, and they were using dish soap on their piercing because
Oh
that's what their piercer told them to use, was
yeah.
dish soap.
One of the wildest things I've seen for people using for aftercare.
Hmm.
I was watching a video online, and this person's like, "Yeah, I'm having issues with my piercing, so my piercer told me to take a raw clove of garlic and hold that onto my piercing." And, honey, what are you doing?
There are just some things where I think there are red flags.
Mhm.
That's a red flag.
Oh
That's a like you want me to go to the grocery store if you can get it at the grocery store
yeah,
anymore. You want me to buy this raw clove of garlic and stick it on me? Now, I don't, you've known me for many years. You know I have a massive amount of allergies. Can you imagine for a moment I take something I'm allergic to and put it on my face?
I'd sure like to imagine
I
that.
know, right? Um, so your history, which is awesome because your history, your present, and your future are all connected to the same spot
Yeah.
since day one.
Yep, I have never moved shops. Like I've been at the same shop that I'm at now that I was when I started.
Mhm.
And it's become it's always been a family establishment, but now it's kind of passed over to like our family.
It's a generational family
Exactly.
business.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. I don't anticipate seeing myself leaving that shop. Like at most, doing guest
Guess
spots
what?
here and there.
Yeah, because we're talking about it. I
Yeah,
mean, you want to come to Wisconsin. I mean, it's a 30-minute drive over the border, but
yeah,
it's not a 30-minute drive to get to me.
yeah. It's more like 4 hours
Four,
from my house.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours exactly. Um, but yeah, I don't feel like I need to leave. Like
Yeah.
we're doing really good with where we are with what we got going on. Um, Other than guest spots, like I feel like the shop that I started at is the shop that I will eventually end at.
And then let's talk about how we met.
Okay.
So the journey of Space Case
Yeah.
is essentially what it was, and it was in, I think it was in the beginning stages.
Yeah, I think it
Like
was like 2018, 2019,
it
maybe.
would have been 2018 because you were not super famous yet.
Yeah.
You were
I mean, I'm not super famous anymore.
not anymore. There used to be a time though where we couldn't hang out in public at conventions because I'd be having a conversation with you. Now you're gone for a half hour because somebody wants to talk to you and talk to you about your videos and things like
Yeah.
that. And that's ironically how we met was your videos. And it wasn't even me finding you right away. It was my cousin finding you.
Yeah, didn't they send one to
They
you?
sent one to
Yeah.
me and I sent you a message like, dude, this is good. Like what you're doing is good. It's funny. It works. Like you did it in such a funny way, but educational way. So hopefully we can just redo that. Like not recreate it in the sense of like, oh, we need to do what you did before.
Yeah, but just like kind of build off of
Build off of
that.
it. Like
Yeah.
bring that Space Case back.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one thing that's been missing is you were that middle ground for so long of the educational but the funny.
Yeah, because like there's absolutely nothing wrong with just pure educational content.
Hmm.
Like I consume a lot of it.
I do.
Um, but there's always room, I feel anyway, to kind of just like make it funny, make it lighthearted,
Hmm.
because like that's what really holds my attention. So I try to make content that I feel I would like, because I know there's other people out there that like feel the same way as me.
Yeah.
Um, so I just wanted to do something that was just fun, like I've done just the pure educational content before, and
You look very bored while doing it.
yeah, that's the
And
thing.
I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
mean about it, but like you can see the difference in your own face
Mhm.
when you are just educational.
Yeah.
When you're just straight to the point about piercing. It's not that you're losing your joy, but I'm guessing it's probably the same thing that I do, where you get into a work mindset and then you're just so focused on this conversation that it's just like another day at work.
Right.
When you're doing the comedy side and the fun side, you're having fun.
Yeah, that's the thing is like my brain's actually going,
Yeah.
like I feel like if you can get a good punchline into like a piece of educational content, that's to me that's going to hit harder
Yeah.
than if you were just like reading from a textbook type of vibe.
Yeah, that's definitely, it felt, I just, when you sent me some of the things that you were working on, especially the educational stuff, I was bored.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you're terrible at this, but dude, I was bored.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I've had offers to like teach classes and
Yeah.
things, and
Well, and you were also offered to go to the UK.
yeah, I'm incredibly just still salty about that whole situation.
I know you are.
Yeah. 'Cause,
And
like I really wanted to
you
go.
wanted to go, but what was your terms and conditions with
Um,
me?
Terms and conditions with you,
Yeah.
you needed to come with and
But I wasn't
protect
a
me.
part of protect you.
Yeah,
Protect you from what?
myself.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Um, so we've kind of gone over what we're doing. Um, we want to do a little bit of education. We want to do the fun. But what else are we doing that you think is going to be special?
I'm really excited for we're going to be doing jewelry spotlights.
Mhm.
That is something that's going to be really, I think it's going to be super fun in the sense that we're going to be able to take jewelry from companies that we like, that we think that the average client should know about.
Yeah.
Because the average client does not know the names of the companies they're
Mhm.
getting jewelry from. I feel like this is a really good opportunity to kind of like make that a little more mainstream
Yeah.
in that sense. That the average client will be like, like, oh, I saw this piece from this company on the podcast, and then they just deep dive into that
Yeah.
and they see all that those companies have to offer, which most people don't even know the amount of really cool body jewelry that's out there
Yeah.
nowadays. So I'm hoping this is a good opportunity to kind of just showcase that.
Real quick. Just look at the camera and make sure that we mention that we are not sponsored.
No, not sponsored.
We are not. We are not sponsored, so we don't we don't share names right away.
You got your coffee cup.
Mhm. The other thing we're going to be doing is interviews.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to clients, and I know what you're about to say. No, we're not starting there. We got to talk about our first in-person meet.
Oh, the first time we ever met.
The first time we met, it not online or texting or Fortnite. Our first time meeting.
So I had I decided I was going to go to the was it Chicago?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
It was Milwaukee.
Milwaukee Tattoo Convention. And I don't want to drive, so I took a train. And I was like, "Hey, Peach, would you want to pick me up from the train station?"
Was that our first one working together too?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
our
that's the
first
first
one
time we
working together.
worked. Yep. And we've always had this little inside joke of like we always play this song for each other, because
Which I made it happen for the first time. And it was kind of obnoxious.
oh yeah,
Like that was
loud.
like I know I pissed people off.
Like I knew exactly where you were parked.
Oh yeah. You knew
because of how loud
you
that
knew
was.
leaving the building where I was.
Yeah. So I'm coming out of the train station, and this fool at full blast is playing was it
Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a Rose by
By
Seal.
Seal.
So I'm walking out of the train station, and the first thing I hear is "Baby." I'm like, oh god, there he is.
Yeah, and you used to scream that into my headset while we were gaming.
Oh, I sing the whole song.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure you muted me here and there.
No,
Just
never did. I didn't
no.
know how. I couldn't. I could turn the volume down, but that's all I could do.
Perfect.
So our running theme and that song, even when we weren't playing games as often, that song made a whole come around again. Because when we went to APP and I drove to Winona
hmm
and I got into your shop and you didn't know I was there.
Yeah, I don't know how you snuck it.
It's not hard.
Like to this day, I'm like, how did
Space Case really stands for the name and the face.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
You know, you do not.
No.
And we were able to set up a speaker.
Yeah, just a Bluetooth
And
speaker somewhere.
I think we put the speaker in your piercing room.
Mhm.
So we were able to not only get me into the building, we were able to get a speaker into your room with you having a client there.
Yeah.
Wait until the client left the building. And as soon as you walked into your piercing room, I hit play and it was Seal again.
Yeah, and you weren't supposed to be there until the next
day,
I think.
Yeah, I was supposed to show up just in time to go catch the flight.
Yeah.
So I had driven there a day early to spend the day with you guys before we left. And I remember seeing the video of you like almost I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's like when a dog hears a squeaky toy from another room and they just pop their head out and they start looking back and forth. And you did. You looked like you were going to pee a little bit.
I'm pretty sure I did like the head tilt.
You did.
The song started playing and I was like, where is he?
Yeah, where is he? And then you found me. I poked my head out of the little like storage area.
Yeah.
Which was not the most comfortable thing to try to hide in because there's things I could kick. So I'm trying to stand still, but I'm standing so awkwardly that I'm like a crane.
Yeah.
Like one leg down, I have another leg like perched on the wall.
I mean, that's your own fault.
That was my fault. All right, I know you're dying.
Oh,
I know you're dying.
We have brought up APP, and there's a story that I love. Like, it doesn't make me look good whatsoever, but
I don't think it makes you look bad.
but it's a pretty good story.
If it were to kind of make you feel a little bit better, there were also two grown ass men watching the whole thing happen
Mm-hmm.
right behind us.
Oh yeah, Yeah. So, do you want to tell the story, or do you want me to kind of like set
Oh,
the scene?
see, it. I feel like it works both ways. Like I think we can say parts
Okay.
from point of views, because when I was standing there, I saw it happening. I
Hmm.
saw it starting, and then I saw you get pushed.
Okay. So, essentially, before we get too far into the story, we're at APP in Las Vegas.
We should probably tell people what APP stands for.
Yeah. So, APP, the APP conference is the Association of Professional Piercers conference where piercers from all over the world will meet in Vegas for a week. It's usually every June.
Every June.
Um, and there's a week's worth of like furthered education classes, workshops, things like
Yeah.
that. So I'm pretty sure class had like just gotten out. So
We were just done for the day.
yeah, so we're all like congregating on the casino floor,
And
and
there were a few piercers there.
mhm,
There was five of us.
yeah, there's
Six. There were six of us.
yeah,
And I knew most of them. And I know I did introductions right before everything happened because I was with Kate.
yeah, and we're all just sitting there talking, just shooting the shit. And I didn't see any like I didn't see the build up to what happened like
No,
Finch did. All I knew was I'm standing there talking to people, and all of a sudden I get knocked to my knees.
I don't think you did. You make it all on your knees? Because I thought
Oh, I went down.
you
I
did.
went down for
Because
sure.
I remember moving you afterwards.
Yeah,
Like I felt bad.
yeah. So essentially, these two dudes, who they were, just casino goers, decided they wanted in that moment to have a fight.
Not even like a.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good one.
It wasn't even a good one. Like if I think if it would have gone longer
Yeah.
from the situation that had occurred, it would have been actually pretty good to
Oh
watch.
yeah. But one of them tackles the other guy. They land into me, hitting me in the back of my knees, which I don't know if you've ever been hit in the back of the knees. You go down
You
pretty
buckle.
easy. Yeah. So in the couple seconds where I get hit in the back of the knees, I'm on the ground. I like get up and look. Peach has already separated these guys and
Yeah.
has one of them in like a rear naked choke. And
Yeah.
just, you gonna calm down? Just
And what was even funnier is after seeing the footage, 'cause I did get to see it.
Oh, that's right.
I did get to see it. All you saw was me kind of like move you,
Yep, push me out of the way.
push you out of the way. Not that I was pushing you out of the way,
Mhm.
but my one job every time I'm around you, specifically one job, is to protect you.
Oh yeah.
And I remember jumping on the guy, and I don't remember much else, but all you saw in the video was me jump on a guy, put him in the headlock, drag him. The other guy tried coming up, so I put my heel on that dude's chest and then pushed off of him. And I remember walking this guy,
Yeah.
and I threw him in front of his girlfriend.
It was like a clip from a movie, just how fast everything
It happened
happened.
fast,
And like you were just on it.
but I never lost my hat.
That's true.
I never lost the hat.
I feel like I'm one of those rare people that have actually seen you without that hat on.
You have seen me without the hat. You've seen me without no hat.
Yeah.
You've taken pictures of me sleeping.
Yeah, because like that hat is like, okay, first of all, I just caught that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was funny. Okay.
Every year, though.
Every year.
Every year. Yeah, because I finally did it back to you.
That's true. But yeah, didn't you get a trophy
I did.
for
Kate
doing that?
Kate sent me a trophy, and it was delivered to the shop
Hmm.
before I even made it home.
That's perfect.
Like I came home and there was this box sitting on my work counter. I'm like, this is a big box for what reason?
Hmm.
And I open it, and it's the trophy, and was it number one choke holder in Vegas, and it
Yeah,
has AVP in the year on it. I think it was 2023.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
For the record, yes, Peach does protect me, but it's not because I can't protect myself. It's because I'm so oblivious to the world around me.
You did get yelled at a wedding that you thought you were in trouble.
Oh yeah.
You like I just sat there and watched because I'm like, he's not gonna get hurt. This is gonna be fine.
But I feel like my problem is I'm too oblivious to everything. Two, I have the problem where I always think the best of people,
You do.
so I don't think of the bad things that can
Yeah,
happen to me.
like you're the type of person who goes down a dark alley. Somebody can pull out a knife, And he'd be like, "Oh, you need a box cut open? Like, what do you need?"
Yeah, oh, you need help with something,
Yeah,
bud?
you need, yeah, and the bud would
Yeah.
follow. So that was two most like iconic stories of our history.
Oh yeah.
And then now we're here.
Now we're doing a podcast.
We're doing a podcast that you told me 5 years ago that we
Mhm.
were gonna do, and I pushed it off and I pushed it off and and then we got to the point where we were like, okay, Casey, this is what you want to do. Sure, let's do it. Then years go by and it's like, Casey, if you want to do this, let's do it. And now it's like, Casey, we're doing this.
Yeah, it's finally time. Things
It's
lined
time.
up.
Because there's been a lot that's happened in the last couple of years
Oh yeah.
between your family, my family, and things like that. So, why not try it? What's the worst that happens? We don't like it. Ooh,
Right. Like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But like, I feel like it'd be a fun time. I feel like there's got to be at least a couple people out there that are gonna
either
find
way,
it
we're going to be on the
entertaining.
internet again.
Yeah,
And that's the one place I didn't want to be.
I know. I'm dragging you into it.
You are. Because for many who don't know, I've spent many years posting very little of myself, like showing my face.
And here I am making you just
Here you
front and
are.
center.
And especially when I still get calls to the shop and people are like, oh, I'm looking instead of went with Peach. It's like, it's me.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh. I'm like, yes, I know the voice is a little deceiving. You hear Peach, you don't think it's me.
Right.
Um, because I don't even think most people believed for many years that that was my real last name and it wasn't just a random nickname.
See, that's where I was at with it too, because
We
like
were,
I thought it was just a nickname, um, and then I found out that's like your actual
yeah,
government name, and I'm like,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And I don't know why people assume it's just a random ass nickname.
Mhm.
Because what about me says Peach?
Zero.
Like, thank you. I'm not juicy. I don't bruise easily.
Are you sure about that?
The last time I checked, I was sure. Um, Space Case made sense.
Accurate.
And then I was Peach, but then
Space Peach.
no. What was the other one? What was the name I got from your end?
Oh, Peach Daddy.
Peach Daddy.
Yeah.
And the first time anyone really knew about it was when I did the radio show.
Oh yeah, we called into a radio station
You did.
as you were doing an interview, and we're like, "Call him Peach Daddy."
Yeah.
Get so
And
mad.
it wasn't that I was mad, but I'm like, oh, I know exactly who that was. And then it became a thing.
Oh yeah, it's followed you around
It
forever.
has. And I think the reason it stuck was because APP.
Hmm.
My goal was everybody was safe, everybody got home okay, but everybody made it back to their hotel rooms okay.
Yeah, you are like everyone's dad.
Yeah, I am.
Friends for sure.
Because I'm always the sober one.
Yeah,
So it's like, well, what am I gonna do? I got nothing better to do. How many days do you think I spend awake?
I think I've seen you sleeping twice.
Yeah. And you go to bed. Like
Yeah.
you go into the hotel room 11 o'clock, midnight, one at latest.
Hmm.
I'll stumble in about 6, 7. Get ready for class.
Yeah, you'll wake me up.
I
And I'm
will.
like, oh, did you just get back? And I look at the time. It's like 7 a.m.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I was walking the strip.
I did. There were multiple times that I walked that strip until the sun rose.
You're out of your mind.
I was waiting for what was it, the sewer people?
Oh, the people who live like under
Yeah.
Vegas. Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to talk to one of them.
Yeah.
Like I just want to deep dive into it
Mhm.
because I've seen like the story of it. And
I've seen a few videos about that recently.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh well, if I stay awake and I'm outside and there's not a
Mhm.
lot of people, I can talk.
Yeah.
Which also probably puts me in a bad predicament. I'm by myself in Vegas
We'll be all right.
on the strip. Yeah, it'd be fine.
You're a tough guy.
No, I'm not. I'm getting old. That's what it is.
Not true.
Like my body hurts.
Yeah.
So we've talked about our history.
What do we got coming up here?
We've got we've got what I'm gonna hate this conversation so much.
Favorite and least favorite thing?
Yeah. Okay, so what is your favorite thing about being a piercer? Each one go.
Probably my favorite thing about being a piercer is being able to help someone kind of start a new chapter
Mhm.
in their life. Because a lot of times we'll get someone that comes in and they were in like some sort of relationship where their partner or whoever was like, absolutely not.
Controlling.
Yep, you cannot do
Yeah.
this.
I love those people who are like, oh, well, my boyfriend needs to tell me no. Oh, let's do this.
Yeah,
Like, this is your body, your choice.
exactly. So like when someone comes in and like oftentimes we'll get stories about
Mhm.
certain things and they're like, yeah, I've been waiting to get this for years, like I separated from my partner, like we're done. He never let me get this done and I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
And then we do the piercing. They're just over the moon about it.
Mhm.
And you can tell it was like to a lot of people a piercing is just a piercing, right?
Yeah.
But then there's moments like that where
They change everything.
it's literally just a new chapter. They've been waiting years to do this and they finally did it. And like being able to be a part of that moment is just a really just cool, surreal thing
Mhm.
that
Because
I enjoy.
we are just piercers.
Mhm.
We are not like God's gift to piercing industry. We are
Yeah,
not, oh, we're not better than most people. There are some people I will say like I'm better than, but in the sense of I care,
right.
like there are some really emotional stories we get. We do. We get a lot of emotional stories between abusive relationships or I mean, I've watched clients go from 18 to college. I've had kids that, I pierced their earlobes at 10 and now they're going to college or they're going to finish high school.
Right. It's like we literally get to like watch people
We
grow
do.
up.
And we take it for granted.
Yeah.
We definitely do. Because in the last couple months, I've realized we affect a lot more people than I thought. Especially when I had like all clients bringing me like snacks and
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, thank you, like I appreciate it. But then you realize, well, they know what I like. They know that sometimes, like when I'm at work, it's nonstop. Like I don't get a chance to even pee, and they're caring enough to check on me.
Right. It's like
And
they've paid attention
hmm
over, the years they've been coming to you and like you don't even realize they're paying
yeah,
attention. And then, all of a sudden they're bringing you things that you didn't realize they knew that you liked.
yeah, it's it's just like that Facebook post or photo that I've seen for years, and this last couple months I've realized that it's actually true, and it's clients will become friends before friends become clients.
Yeah.
The amount of people that you learn through an industry like ours is you can be there for as many people as you want to be there for, but at the end of the day, who's actually there for you when you truly need it?
Right.
And some of these clients have done more than I could have asked. Like you know me, I don't like accepting things.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to earn everything that I have. So even like a card, it makes me uncomfortable, and it's not that it's a bad thing. It's I don't know how to accept it.
Right. You're like, well, why are you giving this to me? Like I'm grateful, but like why
Yeah,
me? Yeah.
and it's just like when we go to conference, and we'll go get dinner, and you will be like, "Oh, let me get it." No, I got it. Like we're eating together. I got it.
Yeah.
Because there are people, and you've watched me do it with piercers throughout the years, is that there are some piercers who need the extra push. They need the extra help. Why can't I help them?
Right. I was definitely one of them.
You
Like
were.
I was very much like stuck. And
It's not that you were stuck.
like I just didn't know like
You didn't know
where to
what
go
you
from
didn't know
there.
the next step.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was I was able to teach you the next step from my mistakes of my next step.
Hmm.
Like, hey, don't do this because you're gonna panic. Try it this way.
Yeah.
And then it worked, you
Like
know?
I see you doing this thing that has failed me in the past. So
Yeah,
don't
like
do that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, through years, I mean, you watched me build it. You watched me take what I had and do it. And, it's not that I had to take help from people or ask for help from people. I just had to do it.
Right.
And our relationship between you and I had become such a prevalent growth item because if I thought I was going to fail, I was going to talk to you.
Yep.
If I thought it worked or if I had like the best day of my career, you knew.
Oh yeah, you're always texting me, calling me like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I did this today. Check out these pictures that I took of this piercing."
Hmm.
And like, I feel like we do that a lot back
Constantly.
and forth. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like,
constant. Because even when I came back to work after months, you had driven from Minnesota to my job, and I didn't know.
oh yeah,
And you were my first piercing back into it,
yeah.
and you stressed me out.
I, wa- I wanted to make sure I was your first one back into it, just because I figured you'd be a little more comfy. But then I'm also like, let's throw a little screwball in
A
there.
little?
Yeah, and give him something that he's probably never done before.
I don't know if you saw what I did. This dude's got his stretched earlobe, and I had to put two pieces of jewelry into
So
that thing.
guys here, I was like, yo, can you pierce my worm here real
Like,
quick?
and it wasn't like, oh, like here's a cartilage. Like, let's get you back into the rhythm.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna put you in the most stressful situation of the day right here.
Can you grab onto the squishy onion ring and
Yeah,
pierce it
the
straight
onion ring.
real quick?
The onion ring is insane. I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
Like, what
that's a
else
good
was
time.
it called?
I've always called it like the onion ring or the gummy worm.
Cat butt.
Oh, cat butt.
Cat butt.
Yeah.
Yes, don't Google that.
Yeah, probably. You'll get on a list somewhere.
We're all on a list. Look at us. Okay, so what is your least favorite thing about being a piercer?
My least favorite thing is probably when someone comes in and they want this piercing. They've wanted it for
Mm,
years.
the
That's
denial.
all they've ever wanted.
Yep.
And they don't have the anatomy for it.
Ugh.
And I get to be the guy to break their heart. And that
So
sucks.
let's talk about that for just a hair of a moment.
Mhm.
So we'll have a looking at the camera. If we tell you no, we don't make money.
We're
Don't
not,
be
yeah,
mad at us.
we're not trying to be mean.
Yeah, we're not trying to be mean.
We would love to make money for that appointment, but I'm also not going to set you up for failure.
Yeah.
I would rather not make money on that service than send you out
Yep.
with something that is not going to
It's
hit.
gonna be jacked.
Yeah.
It's like I've had piercings fail that were done 100% right. They were perfect. All it takes is one bad moment.
Yep.
Like I had this girl, perfect eyebrow anatomy, right? Did the eyebrow piercing. 6 months later, the perfect pull, and it was rejecting.
Yeah.
And it thinned so bad. And she's like, "Oh, let's just put a short bar." I'm like, "Well, we went from a 3/8 to a 1/4 inch in 2 weeks. No,
Yeah.
this has got to go. Like, we have the line. Like,
Yeah.
I've had so
That needs
many
to come out.
reject. I don't even know if I told you I used to have an industrial bar.
Really?
I did, and it
I'm like
broke
looking at
this.
you here now.
Like, yeah, you're looking at my ear. You're
Yeah.
like, Who did this to you?"
I'm like, can you even fit that in there?
It was a 16 gauge barbell.
Nice.
Yeah, and I woke up one day and it was
Yeah.
like that was it.
Just split right out.
It split right out. So we tell people no, not because we want to, but because we have to.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm so strict. I don't know if you do it, but like every 4 weeks after your piercing, come back. Let me take a look at it. Let's make sure everything's healing. If something bad happens, at least we can get in front of it.
Yeah, I do checkup appointments all the time. So like I'll do a piercing. I'll tell them in 3 to 4 weeks we're gonna do a checkup, downsize,
Hmm.
all that, make sure everything's healing up well. Take the long jewelry out, put the short one in, and then let it heal up. But checkup appointments, in my opinion, are so important.
Mm-hmm.
Just because so many people will get pierced and then you'll never hear from them again.
Yeah, and
And
then
it's
you
like,
wonder, like,
yeah,
do you ever just sit and wonder, like, did it heal?
yeah, and then they'll come back like a year and a half later
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Oh yeah, I took it out. It just wasn't healing." And it's like, okay, well, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but like, if something's not healing up right, reach out to me. We can kind of troubleshoot it, figure out where to go from there, and try and save that piercing
Yeah,
versus just like taking it out of frustration.
yeah, because I've definitely had some people who have taken it out because like it won't heal.
Hmm.
Well, what was going on? And she's like, well, or they'd be like, oh, well, it was too long. That's what your downsize appointment was
Yeah, we just
for.
gotta
Like, you
downsize
got
it.
to make it shorter.
Yeah, no big
Or
deal.
they come out, or they come back so long after they've already taken it out. It's like,
Hmm.
ah, well, got to start over somewhere, and
Right.
this is it.
So we did my favorite and least favorite. What is your favorite part about being a piercer?
Being a piercer.
Yeah.
um, Ironically, it's the same thing. It's the joy that we can bring in the the change of perspective that we can enhance on somebody's outlook on themselves. Like a little poke to me means okay, it's a little poke, but their reaction afterwards, and they're excited. You get the emotions. You get the like. They get ecstatic about it. And that's what I liked about it.
Right. Just like being able to provide someone something that makes them feel better about
Yeah,
themselves, like whether it's coming out of a poor relationship or a
that
piercing,
too. It's cool.
yeah,
That,
or a piercing that's like more gender affirming for someone.
hmm
That's also a really big deal for me at our shop because we get a lot of clientele that comes in and
Yeah.
you know they want a piercing that is more gender affirming
hmm
and they get it and it just makes them feel great about
Yeah.
themselves and who they are
It
and
makes them feel like that.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what's important about our
And
jobs.
that is huge for me.
I mean, it's just like tattooing. You it shouldn't just be, oh, let me take your money and go.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm helping you feel better about yourself. I'm helping you feel more you.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, what is your least favorite thing about being a piercer?
Being a piercer. Like honestly, sometimes it's rough.
It's stressful.
Um, and I've been seeing a lot more posts about it lately, and I'm super happy that people are saying it. But we are only piercers. We're human.
Right.
I'm allowed to make mistakes. I've done it. You know.
Yeah, any piercer that says it never botched a piercing, made any sort of mistake, like
Yeah.
is simply not true.
Well, not
We've
only that,
all
but
done it.
we also have lives. We have families. We have things that we do outside the shop. So, like, I'm guilty of sometimes, like, it takes me a little while to answer messages and emails and things like that. But it's at the same time, it's like, okay, well, I get home 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then I'm going to answer emails till 2, 3 in the morning. And then I'm up for work and I'm at work all day. And then I come home and do the same thing. So sometimes it can be a little stressful and a little tiring to do that,
Yeah.
especially when people don't realize how much goes into our work after work.
Oh yeah, like it's not like we leave the shop and done deal, you know, like
So,
the amount of hours I've spent just curating different jewelry orders
hmm
or helping people customize new pieces for themselves or mapping out things in my off time. You
yeah.
know, people send a picture of their ear and then we map everything out.
hmm
And like that can take quite a while. It's not just drag and drop, you know, like there needs to be like cohesiveness to
Yeah.
it.
You need to
It
know
needs to
like the
flow.
size of pieces of jewelry
Yeah.
and specific locations because you could be like, oh, I'm going to drop this right on this picture. It'll look great until you do it.
Yeah,
And
because the piece in
jewelry
the
is
picture
the
isn't the same
exactly.
size when it shows up. Yeah.
And that's sometimes the least favorite thing is feeling like you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
You're not good enough. The amount of self doubt
No, it's
and
legitimately crippling.
the mental health that comes with this, knowing that you're working all day at the shop. You're going home, you spend the next couple hours working at jewelry. Spend the next couple hours answering messages, questions, things like that, and trying to make yourself as available as possible. Because I know that even when I was out of town for almost 2 months, with everything that happened, I got cussed at because I didn't answer them fast enough.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what do you want? This person knew what was going on, but there's nothing I could do.
I know you want this piercing so bad, and I want you to
It
get
wasn't
it.
even for a piercing.
Oh, really?
hmm
Mm, that
It was to
that's
look
tough.
at a catalog,
Yeah.
the catalog that I didn't have. And I'm like, I can
Yeah.
I can email it to you if you'd like. And they're like, no, I want to see it in person. I can't. I'm not there. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, like that's the tough thing is like we all have lives outside of the shop,
Yeah.
and I feel like it sometimes it's tough for people to kind of realize that
hmm
just because they only see us at the shop,
Yeah.
which is understandable. Um, but yeah, like there might be times where I have to reschedule appointments because something came up with my kid,
hmm
you know, and like it sucks, and I'm sorry is like inconvenient, but sometimes there's just not anything
Yeah.
we can do.
Yeah. You can't always prepare for everything.
Yeah, that like I don't know if you've ever had like a really bad day at the office and like everything just went wrong that
I've
day.
had bad days at the office that start the moment I walk through the door.
Oh yeah,
And immediately, like, you know what? Today's not that day.
yeah,
Like, I might have to go home.
oh yeah. So I will flat out say I have done this.
Uh-oh.
Has there ever been a day where it was just so bad that either at work or when you got home you just secluded yourself and just sobbed? Like it was that kind of day.
Not until recently.
Yeah.
Because normally I'm really good at leave it at the door.
Hmm.
Like, I don't even enter my home with my shoes on.
Yeah.
Like, my boots come off the moment I get to my front door. So the moment I cross, I'm not at work. I can do work stuff because you've seen I have my
Yeah.
little work desk. But I try not to bring all that negativity home with me. So,
Now, there's just been plenty of times where like I messed a piercing up. The
oh yeah,
client was visibly upset. They were understanding,
hmm,
but you could, it's
yeah, you're able
obviously
to
not,
go back
yeah,
and fix it.
it's not the preferred outcome,
Yeah,
right?
that happens.
And we have this little broom closet at the shop.
I know. I was in it.
Yep. And I'll just go in there.
That's what made me feel. It
It,
made me feel like Harry Potter.
yep.
Yep.
Like I just like hide in the broom closet, cry it out, come back out, get back to work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we gotta do. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
and people don't realize like we'll go all day without eating, peeing,
Mhm.
sitting. Like it becomes a lot.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, don't you make hourly?" Nope,
Doesn't work like that, bud.
nope. Don't you have insurance? Nope. So not only for our first podcast, this is our first time doing this, we're also doing a jewelry spotlight.
We are. I'm pretty excited
You're
about this.
excited.
I'm real
You are
pumped.
more excited about this than your crab ragoons.
I mean,
Uh,
I feel like it's neck and neck.
it's neck and neck.
I had like half a dozen of
Um,
those last night, honestly.
so let's start with who is it?
Yeah, so we have, I believe, four pieces from Junipurr Jewelry that we're
Hmm.
gonna look over. I believe these are new pieces. So let me grab that. We're gonna pull
So
these out.
not only is it Junipurr Jewelry, but we are both on their pro team.
Correct.
So we both work and have worked with this jewelry because we've watched, and I know I'm gonna say a few things here, and I might get in trouble. That's fine. But we watched them go from like pins that broke all the time
Hmm.
to better jewelry.
Oh yeah, I feel like with new companies, there's always like little
There's always the
hiccups.
hiccups.
But in my opinion, they've done really well at taking feedback and
Hmm.
just correcting
Yeah,
things that just weren't working that well. But this first piece we have here, this one's called Archly.
that was so anticlimactic. That drum roll was great until you started talking about
Straight into it. So I'm gonna let you take a look at this one.
it. Okay,
I believe all of these are gonna be yellow gold as well.
yellow gold.
So this one's called Archly.
What carat are they? Don't look.
14.
14.
Yeah.
I'm making sure you know your
I was
thing.
like, what kind of question was that?
Opal and cubic zirconia.
That was really fun. It's almost like it's arched. It's got
It's
rainbow
arched.
vibes.
It's almost like those paintings of sunrises.
Oh yeah,
Like it's
I can
got
see that.
yeah, it's got that little feature in there.
So yeah, it's gonna have a set of opals and a set of, I believe it's cubic zirconia.
Yep,
And we're gonna have like a picture like superimposed edited in
it'll be
here.
right
So,
here.
so you'll be able to see
Like
what we're looking at.
right here. I mean, it's a nice piece. I like it.
I like that one. It's not like over the top crazy because you know how there's always
It's a
those like
cool.
giant
It's a cool
pieces.
beginner piece to
Right.
gems or opal
Yeah.
for sure.
You put that in a
I'd
conch.
slam that thing in the conch.
This one, I feel like a conch would work good for it. I also feel
Not
like,
like your conch because you
yeah,
got big conch,
yeah.
but like
I feel like a tragus. I think that'd be. I think
I guess could
it
work.
would run right around the edge,
Oh,
depending
right,
on the
and
size
get it
of it.
right close to that facial line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that would look really slick with this.
that'd be yum.
All right, what do we got next?
Dum 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 dum.
I'm not doing the drum roll.
Why? Because you don't want to be anticlimactic.
Yeah. So this one is called Bethy.
Who?
Bethy?
Bethy.
Yeah, kind of like Bessie with a lisp. Bethy.
Bethy. Okay. And what is Bethy?
Bethy, this one is interesting. It's
It's interesting.
It's almost like an hourglass shape,
Hourglass.
right?
Okay.
It's got a set of cubic zirconias going diagonal, and
Hmm.
then two triangular gems on the sides of that, which gives it that hourglass shape. I think that one's pretty sweet.
Ooh.
Like I feel like that one would be cool in lobes, if I'm being honest.
I'd
I think
almost want to pair it with a
mhm,
couple of things.
yeah,
Do like this is a primary first. Do like a triangle trillion cut type of piece for the second, and doing a circular CZ in the third.
that one would be cool. Either that or do something similar, like up in a flat, have that be the centerpiece, and then have a couple accent pieces around it.
That's cool.
Um,
This is all got to be new stuff. I don't remember seeing any of this.
yeah, yeah, I haven't seen these at all. I think they're new pieces, but that one's really fun. This one, we got the name.
Be happy.
I
Don't
am happy.
worry.
Yeah,
But
this is like this is happy for me.
I know
Yeah,
that's
this
why I'm
is
telling you
fun.
to be happier.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce this one.
Oh,
Alani. I'll let you see if you can pronounce it because I'm awful with words.
just to let
Um,
everybody know, he's awful with words. I'm dyslexic.
yeah. So that one's gonna be there'll be a picture there, but a cool circular shape with a dangle in the middle. Does it say
Oh, it
what
does dangle.
does it say what stone that is?
Moonstone.
That's what I was thinking. So cubic zirconia circle with a dangle of a moonstone in the center. Um, I'm a
Faux
sucker
rook.
for a good dangly. Would you say faux rook?
Faux rook.
That that would look very
Because
good.
of how the pin is set.
Yeah,
You have it
it's at the
like,
top of it, right?
yeah, it's at
Yeah,
the top.
faux rook would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That I hate to repeat the last one, but I think
Earlobe.
getting a pair of them and putting them in earlobes, I think would
They
be.
almost remind me of earrings that like my mom used to have.
I feel like those would be really good, like wedding pieces. Honestly,
That's not a bad idea. Who wants to get married?
I mean,
Yeah, you're already married.
all right.
Tax purposes. I'll keep that in mind.
So this last one's called Bartlett. This is going to be similar to the first one we did, but it's not arched. It's going to be gem bars essentially,
Gem
the
bars.
double gem bar. So it's going to be opal.
I like that there's different sizes. Like the two bars are
Right.
different.
It's kind of like ascending.
Yeah.
That one, God, where would we put that?
Helix,
Helix would be fun
flat, upper flat.
if there's room for it forward helix.
Yeah, then it's centered.
I feel like that would be a really fun forward helix
Yeah, it
piece.
would be. Or a nostril.
Yeah.
Chunky boy
Dude, honestly,
nostril.
dude, I'm a sucker for a good chunky
I know.
nostril,
Chunky boys and nostrils.
dude. All right. So that is going to be all the pieces we have right now for a jewelry
Yes.
spotlight.
So essentially, what we're going to be doing is talking about jewelry. We're going to be talking about aftercare. We're going to be talking about products, not product placement. This is not a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But we're going to go over things that we find that are beneficial.
Yeah, just things that we feel other either piercers or clients should know about.
So with Junipurr, we've both been with them for
Years at this point.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still got to send in work for their lookbook again.
See, I need to do that. I've never like submitted for the lookbook and like I should.
I've done each one.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Oh, I bet.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
Then like you're in a book.
Yeah, because now instead of just being online where I can kind of delete a photo, like, oh,
Mhm.
like maybe I didn't like that jewelry in that photo.
Yeah.
Like it's forever in that book.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm not getting rid of books.
Yeah. Dude, there's especially at my house. Have you seen the books we have in my house?
Yes. I've seen the shelves too.
Yeah.
I've seen everything.
Books don't just get got rid of.
These books just show up and they
Yeah.
never go home. So,
What we got next?
top 5 piercings to get first. So we can either do that, or we could try to do some clippy things. We can talk about the weather.
talk
By the way, I'm going to tell you something. Coming here,
Mhm.
I hate it
Yeah.
because I went from 48 degrees to 80 in a day.
Oh yeah, it's awful here right now.
What happened? Tell me, meteorologist, how did this work?
Uh,
What if we had like a little
you live on a giant lake where you
yeah.
get all the cold from. No, we don't have that.
According to some people, it's an ocean.
It's it's about the same size.
How is Lake Michigan close to the same size as an ocean?
Some oceans are small. So we're gonna do our first top five right now. We're gonna do like throughout the episodes. There are gonna be a bunch of different like topics.
Hmm.
This topic is gonna be what are the top five piercings that clients should get first to like introduce themselves into getting a piercing, healing their piercings, things like that.
I will say, depending on which piercer that you talk to, it's going to be a lobotomy at first.
Yep. Just knock that
Go
one.
to Claire's first.
Yep.
Um,
So this one's gonna be like a no-brainer.
mhm.
First piercings I think anyone should get
Earlobes.
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 They're gonna be the easiest piercing to get as far as like pain levels go.
Mhm.
Like every piercing's gonna hurt to an extent. Those ones, in my opinion, are like the least painful.
Hmm.
They're pretty easy to heal. Um, I just think that's where most everyone should start out just to get experience in getting piercings and healing
Yeah.
piercings.
Well, not only that, something to talk about with earlobes that a lot of people don't talk about because everyone wants to talk about kids getting their ears pierced. When's the worst time to get your kids' ears pierced?
The worst time for me, honestly, probably like summertime
Why?
is one of the worst because everyone's gonna want to go swimming.
Go swimming, and guess what you can't do with fresh piercing?
Go
Swim.
swimming.
All right. So top five. Top five. Okay, I gotta add one. Ooh. I mean, I got toss ups. Like I got some.
What do you got?
Okay.
Just throw one out. I'll either agree or disagree.
Helix. It's beginning stage for cartilage piercings.
Yeah.
It gets you kind of used to a longer healing piercing. It's still something you can visibly see.
Yeah.
It's also one you can hide from your job, depending on what kind of job you have. Um,
Yeah, just especially after earlobes.
After
Yeah,
earlobes.
for sure. Just because cartilage piercings, there's more to them as
There's
far
always
as
more to,
healing
yeah, there's always
goes.
more. But also gets you used to kind of the tediousness of it.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much a piercing will flare up after you're dowsized until you lay on it.
Oh yeah.
Like that moment, it's mad.
And then I'm gonna throw a little curveball here.
If you say nostril, I'm walking out.
Now we're gonna stray away from the ear. You're close. I'm gonna say septum.
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 Septums.
As far as facial piercings go, I think that one is a really good one to start with in the sense that if it's done correctly, it really doesn't hurt that bad.
Hmm.
It heals really fast. If you need to hide it, you can very easily hide that. I think that is a very good piercing for people who are just starting to get them
Hmm.
to to get in the first few
Yeah.
piercings.
See, I will say nostril though,
I'm fine with that.
because it's ever so dainty. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's you can either do something itty cute, nice to start off with, or you can do something massive.
Right. I mean, if we really stop to think about it, the nostril is the helix of the face. Like, let's be real here.
It is technically the helix of the face. Yeah, I guess
Like
so.
similar tissue, similar jewelry options.
Hmm.
Like obviously you're not going to want to start off with like a giant 5 stone marquee with beading everywhere. Um, but you can still get some pretty pretty good clusters that will still heal
Yeah.
really well in a nostril.
Yeah. Casey, I heard that you do piercings with hoops to start this nostril.
False, my boy.
False. False advertising.
I'm so mad at you for even
No, but a lot of people are always mad about something, which sucks because nostril piercings look so nice with rings. I'm a prime example. You are a representative of studs, but you gotta wait.
Yeah.
You've gotta take the time to heal it. You've gotta take the time to understand what it takes to heal it.
Yeah. Everyone wants that ring in the nose right away.
The super petite.
Yeah, and it just doesn't work like that. Like,
No,
oh,
because
I wish it did.
I will say there are places. Okay, I'm not going to name names,
Mhm.
but there are places that have a so when they have the that's how we're gonna censor all
Yeah.
that. They will not start Jewish with a ring.
Mhm.
So at least they're on the same page.
Right.
Have you seen those things? Have you physically seen them in person yet?
Not in person, but
Oh,
I've seen the pictures.
I've had to cut them.
Oh,
Like I cut the top off every single time because I'm not. There's no way.
yeah, just the way they're in there, it's like there's no way to get
It's a
it out.
cone flat
Yeah,
with a spike. And it's like, what are you doing? For people who don't know, it's like a cone with a spike,
Hmm.
and you can't pull it out because that's not how it's designed.
And it's also bent.
It's also bent.
So, like the
Ugh.
mechanism like bends it into an L shape. And it's
Yeah.
like if you put enough force into it, you could probably grip and rip it.
Oh, but you're tearing.
Oh yeah,
You're tearing.
yeah.
Like
There's no way that feels good.
tearing a piercing is like having an entire bag of hot Cheetos and then going to the restroom right after when you have lactose intolerance problems.
I don't like the sounds of that.
I don't like the sound of chicken either. That's one good way to put it, is that's what it feels like. What's your next piercing?
Next one.
This is the final one.
Oh, this is the
This is it.
final
This
one.
is it. This is your moment. All right, let's hear it. Let's
I
shine.
I
Come on.
can't not put it in the list.
If you say conch,
It's a
it's
fucking
got
conch.
conch.
It's a
It's a conch.
conch. Um, it's in a really good spot as
It is.
far as like staying away from things.
Mhm.
So like if you wanted to wear like earbuds or something, depending on the jewelry, you can get away with it. Um, for almost every ear piercing, I recommend just not wearing
Yeah.
them in there for a little while. But that one, sometimes you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Um, it's tucked away. You're not necessarily gonna sleep on it
Hmm.
that much. Like you can, depending on how you sleep.
I mean, I've seen how I sleep and I've seen how you sleep, and we're aggressive.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to protect that piercing
Yeah.
from damage. Um, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, like it's a step up from the lows, but
It's a pinchy.
it hurts less than you would think. You'd look at it and be like, "Oh my god, that's such thick cartilage, and it's gonna hurt
Have you
so
ever
bad."
noticed that?
It's not
Have
that.
you ever tried measuring a conch, like the actual thickness of a conch before you pierce it?
I don't think I have.
Try it. It's not very thick.
Yeah,
Like, it's amazing. And something that I started thinking about is, why do people always assume that's the thickest part of the year? You
yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
really not. I
It's
feel like
not.
it's probably got to be.
Second, third, because
Yeah,
your flats. I mean, that's
well, like the couch itself is like when I downsize, I float between quarter inch to 9/32, depending on the person. Like
I just
everyone's different, but I feel like that's about how thick the
I
couch
just got a
is.
7/32 in one, and it's still too long.
Thinnest conch ever.
It's mine.
Oh, it's yours?
It's mine.
Little baby
I
conch?
got a little baby conch, apparently.
Just paper thin.
I don't know about paper, but cardboard at best.
Yeah. So that's gonna be it for this top five.
Top five.
Top five.
Top five.
I hate you.
Not top four.
uh, Definitely going to be doing more of those different topics, but most always a top five just to
Top
keep
five.
it. Let's get this smack you. So I feel like this is a good place to end.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
hit
we've talked about a whole bunch of stuff today.
we've hit some major points, just kind of as like a little tester.
Yeah, I feel like this was a good solid first episode.
Yeah.
Um, so for future episodes, what we want to do is if there's anything people want to know about, want us to talk about,
Look at the people. Look at
questions,
the people. There you go.
you can send us an email at bevelsadvocatepod@gmail.com,
At gmail.com.
and we can just kind of take requests.
Take requests. Send us things you want us to talk about. Do not send us anything weird.
Yeah, please no weird things.
I mean, it depends on the weirdness, though.
I mean, some things might be cool,
Like,
but maybe not cheap.
it'll be filtered.
Yeah,
If we can't put it on this screen, don't send it.
that's a good way to put it.
Like, I like that idea.
Yeah.
If you send us something, we will put it up here.
Yeah.
We will post you too. Because like, if someone sends me something and it's good, I want to give them credit. I want to be like, this is who sent me this.
Mhm.
So send us like your socials, send us your email, like send us what you want us to talk about or what you want to see from us. Because again, this has been in the works for many years, and let's be honest, this first one was really rushed. We got this done
In a sense, yeah.
like we got this under a month.
Yep. From the time we were like, we're doing it
Yeah.
till now, it was
a month.
Yeah.
So we're looking for advice. We're looking for new things. We're looking to explore. We want to know what we can do. Um, I'm not doing any dares.
Yeah,
Not doing pranks.
yeah. Essentially,
Well,
maybe.
maybe.
But like, if there's any things that you feel would fit well for this, or questions, anything like that,
Questions, comments, concerns, nightmares, paranoias, first world problems.
yeah, just
Um,
shoot us an email.
Shoot us an email. We'll talk about it. I mean, not all about it. Not about it all. There we go. We
That was a
won't
tough
talk.
one.
That was hard. I don't know what happened there. That was not good. Um, so
That's pretty much it. So thank you for watching.
or listening, depending on what we're doing next.
Yeah, and then we're going to have links to pretty much like everything we were talking about
Yeah.
today. So like, we're gonna have Junipurr linked because we did their jewelry
Yep.
spotlight today. We'll have ourselves linked so you can follow our personal accounts.
Yes. We will have Bevels Advocate
Yep.
linked. We're also going to link the studio we are currently sitting in.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
Shout out to Driftless Podcast Studios.
In La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Super cool setup. Because like we were just planning on doing this on like webcams at home, and then things lined up with this place.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
They line up really well.
this is nice, real official. I'm into it.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
4 hours later.
Yeah.
Um,
Worth it.
you. We're going to be aiming to do this every month.
I'd say yeah.
Every month we're going
at least once a month.
We're probably going to do like the hour-long ones once a
Mhm.
month, but we'll probably fill in the gaps. We
Yep.
could do lives and we could do questionnaires.
Yeah, I feel like live streams, little mini episodes, we
Yeah,
could
little
film
mini
just
episodes,
like
yeah.
at home with our webcams and
Yeah.
things like that. Just so it's not like a month between episodes.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's it. That's going to conclude episode 1. So thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate it, as always. So, this is the part that I'm dreading the most. There's a few, mostly everyone who pretty much follows us, knows that this last January, my dad passed away. So, the biggest reason that I'm committed to doing this with you was it was something that I told my dad I was going to do, and we're here. So, on the verge of emotional tears. This entire thing has been, this entire first episode will be dedicated to my dad. And I just appreciate everything that you did with me and being there for me through all of it.
Yeah, no problem at all. I know how important he is to you, and I know I've said it before, but he'd be very proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, like I never got to meet him, but if you came from him, he's got to be a good guy.
I came from him. I have proof.
Yeah. So episode 1 is dedicated to Papa Peach. So here we go.
There we go.